This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats, all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday to you as we come to you live from Canyon Ridge High School here this afternoon. First of a doubleheader between the Indians and the Canyon Ridge Riverhawks. As first pitch coming up in just a little bit. We'll take a 1 minute, actually we'll keep it here for a second as they're going through introducing the lineups out onto the field as the Preston Indians go on the road after being snowed out in their opening game, which should have been Tuesday at home, but not able to play still with snow on the field, so not able to get that game in. So we'll get ready for the doubleheader here coming up. The first game's getting ready to start here momentarily. We'll take a 1 minute timeout. We'll come back, have the starting lineups and the first pitch for you coming up right after this on mylocalradio.com.
Hitting number 3 hole, number 12, Chipper Legrone. Number 4 would be number 9, Drake Rosas. Hitting in the number 5 spot, number 22, Nate Maxfield. Hitting in the 6 hole, number 11, McCoy Detweiler. Hitting in the number 7 hole, number 18, Ian Hughes. And hitting in the 8 spot, number 6, Connor Earl. And hitting in the 9 hole would be number 2, Eli Oneida. Starting pitcher for the Canyon Ridge Riverhawks tonight would be number 12.
Our starting lineups for the first game of the doubleheader here tonight. First for the Preston Indians, Isaiah Smith will lead off. He will do the pitching here in game one. Dylan Haslam will bat second. He'll be the catcher. Tate Green hits third. He's at second base. Alex Hansen is the center fielder. He'll hit fourth. Justin Inglet, the shortstop, hits in the 5 spot. Jackson Fazer is in left field. He'll hit 6th. Reed Gleed, the third baseman, hits 7th. Zach Allen hits 8th. He will be at first base. And Colby Dean is in right field, and he will hit 9th. And we're ready to play baseball here this afternoon from Canyon Ridge. And the first pitch is down low, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Isaiah Smith leading it off here for the Indians. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball that's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Isaiah, now a junior, appeared in 11 games last year with the Indians. Hit .556. 2-0 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, and it's 2-1. Chipper Legreen does the pitching here in the first game for Canyon Ridge. Falls behind to 2-1. Smith waiting at the plate. And the 2-1 offering. Breaking ball on the corner. Nice pitch, and the count evens up at 2-2. Beautiful day here in the Twin Falls area today. Bright blue skies, very high sky. And the 2-2 offering on the way is a ground ball up the middle. That's going to be backhanded by the second baseman, who throws over in time for the out. Nice play by Parsons to make the play for the first out for Canyon Ridge.
Coming up to the plate, number 9, Dylan Haslam.
Dylan Haslam will now come up. Haslam, who's doing the catching today, who hit .333 a year ago, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. Appeared in 10 games with the Indians. So 0-1, one out, just the top of the first inning. Glad to have you with us. The first of 2 from here at Canyon Ridge High School today. The 0-1. Little roller wide of first. That's going to be taken by Hughes. He'll feed the pitcher coming over, and Green steps on the bag for the second out. Little PFP, pitcher's fielding practice, they call it. As that brings up Tate Green, who is the second baseman for Preston. That little play where the first baseman fields the ball and pitches it to the pitcher going over to cover the bag. Boy, they work on that endlessly, no matter what level you're playing at. As the first pitch to Green is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. The Green ready again, comes home, the 0-1 pitch. Misses on the inside half, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Two outs, just the top of the first inning. Next pitch, a little breaking ball that just rolls out of LeGreen's hands and stays high. No bite to it. And it goes to 2 balls and a strike. Here comes the 2-1 on the way. That's over, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Tate Green, the second baseman. Preston with a couple of little ground balls in the infield. And LeGreen trying to put the side out in order here in the top of the first inning. Next pitch misses, goes all the way to the backstop and runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. LeGreen ready again. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. So he does exactly that, gets a strikeout, and sets the side out in order. 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first after a half. It's Preston nothing and Canyon Ridge coming up.
Starting pitcher for the Preston Indians, number 6, Isaiah Smith.
Preston Indians baseball brought to you in part by Signature Home Care at the home formerly known as Access Home Health and Hospice. You can find them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year simply by calling 852-1699. 852-1699.
Leading off for the Canyon Ridge
Located at
Riverhawks,
307
number
South
5,
1st
Cade
there in
Parsons.
Preston, or you can look them up on the internet at 4signatureservice.com. Cade Parsons will lead it off. In fact, we'll give you the Canyon Ridge lineup here as we go along, as the first pitch home misses inside, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Isaiah Smith getting the start here for Preston here in the first game. First game of the year, first game of the doubleheader. One 0 the count. Here's the 1-0 offering. Popped up right in the middle of the infield. Second baseman coming up and making the catch for the out. That was Green to make the catch.
Now coming up
So
to bat,
Parsons
number 0,
pops up.
Luke Huddleston.
And that'll bring up the shortstop, Luke Huddleston. So Parsons hits first. Huddleston hits second. He's the shortstop. Chipper LeGreen, the pitcher, will hit next. He waits on deck. He'll hit in the 3 spot. Smith works out of the stretch and comes home the first pitch over for a strike. Drake Rosas, the center fielder, hits fourth. Nate Maxfield, the catcher, will hit in the 5 spot today for Canyon Ridge. That pitch popped up. Again, foul territory in the first base side. Trying to give chase. Nice play as it's the catcher, Haslam, able to outrun it and make the play.
Now coming to the plate, number
Nice
12,
play by Haslam
Chipper LeGrone.
to outrun that ball in foul territory, headed up the first base line. So Chipper LeGrone, the pitcher, who set the side out in order in the top of the first inning, and now Isaiah Smith trying to do the same. First pitch, a breaking ball that stays a little bit high, ball 1. 1 ball with no strikes on LeGrane. McCoy Detweiler, the third baseman for Canyon Ridge, hits in the 6th spot as that pitch misses, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Ian Hughes, the first baseman, hits 7th. Connor Earl hits 8th. He is the right fielder. And Eli Oneida, the left fielder, hits in the number 9 spot. And there you have the lineups for today's game. Smith's 2-0 offering is swung on and missed. Got LeGrane to chase one off the plate. Two balls and a strike. The right-hander Smith ready again. Here comes the 2-1. Hit foul. It's 2-2. Anyway, Signature Home Health. They provide home health and hospice care to southeast Idaho, northern Utah. They've been doing so for over 15 years. For information, visit them or give them a call. We gave you the number. We'll give you the number again for Signature Home Health Care. It's 208-852-1699. The 2-2 pitch misses outside and runs the count full 3-2. Smith ready again, comes home. The 3-2 pitch is ripped into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Bobbled out there momentarily by Facer, able to get it back in. There's your first hit of the game.
LeGrone.
As Chipper LeGrone singles. And that brings up the center fielder, Drake Rojas.
Plate number 9, Drake Rosas.
Rosas, we'll call it. My correction. So Drake Rosas at the plate. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Shows bunt, runner goes. Pitch is high. The throw is equally as high and not in time as LeGrone steals second base.
By Chipper.
So LeGrone steals second after picking up the first hit of the game. Out there in scoring position with a 1 ball, no strike count. Smith almost turns his back on the hitter in the set position. The breaking ball is swung on and missed. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. You can see it on the video feed on mylocalradio.com as Smith comes set. You can really read the number on the back of his jersey. It makes it a little difficult for the hitter to pick up the ball as the pitch is down low. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Right fielder for Preston is Dean. He's way over toward the line in left field. Leaves a big gap in the right center field area. The next pitch home is hitting the air toward left. Coming up in a hurry is Phaser. Dives, and did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Nice play, and the inning is over. So Phaser able to make the catch. That's a heck of a play, and it ends the inning. No runs, a hit, and 1 man left. We're done with an inning here from Canyon Ridge. After 1, it's Preston nothing, Canyon Ridge nothing on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. We'll move along here to the second inning. Scoreless after 1. Preston looking for their first base runner of the game. Isaiah Smith, was able to get out of the second baseman, Parsons. And there's the first hit of the game for the Indians. So Hanson with a little flare single to center. And the leadoff man aboard here for Preston in the top of the second inning. So the semifinals at the Mountain West Tournament tonight down in Las Vegas, as the Utah State Aggies will play Fresno State tonight. Pregame show about 9 o'clock here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340. You'll be able to hear that game. Shows bunts it right back here, lands just in front of us, and it's a foul ball as Inglet fouls the first pitch away. So 0-1 the count on Inglet. Hanson over at first, having that little flare hit into center field. Not going. The pitch goes to the backstop, so he's going to go now anyway on what will be a wild pitch. So the wild pitch advances Alex to second base. So runner in scoring position and nobody out here at the top of the second inning for Preston. You know, I stopped by and watched the boys practice a little bit yesterday as the 2-0 pitch, half swing. I should say the 1-1 pitch is a half swing. It should cost him, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. And they're at that point where still with a lot of snow on the ground in the Preston area, they're looking for any piece of green they could find as they throw back to second base. That hits off of Hanson and deflects right back over to Parsons, the second baseman. No advancement as Hanson pops back up. And Inglet back into the box. Again, they try to bluff back at second base. They come home. Right back is fielded by Legrand. Dropped it, so he has 1 play, that over to first base. 1-3 on the out. That's the first out of the inning, and Hanson moves up to third. Now he's there with 1 out and a chance for Jackson
Back number
Phaser
plate number 1,
to pick up the
Jackson
RBI.
Phaser.
So looking for any piece of grass they could find to take infield on. Where would I find the Preston baseball team yesterday trying to practice? Well, I found them on the football field of all places, as the pitch is over for a strike to Phaser, and it's 0-1. Still with enough snow on the baseball field that they're not able to get out there on the field yet. So they took to the football field, which, well, was probably about 75 or 80% grass, still with a little bit of snow in the areas that the sun doesn't quite hit, but still had a chance to at least take infield. Little flare along the left field line. The third baseman looks up, can't find it, and it's going to drop foul as Detweiler, even with the sunglasses, looked up and looked right smack into the sun and couldn't find the ball, but it lands well behind him anyway in foul territory, and it's now a 2-2 on Phaser. Next pitch misses high and away. Now it's 2-2. Let me correct myself. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the next pitch is a breaking ball that stays high again, runs the count full, 3-2. So with 1 out, Alex Hansen standing over at third base. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Phaser goes down on strikes. That's the second out of the inning. Second strikeout for LaGrange.
15, Ryan Gleed.
And that brings up Ryan Gleed, who's the third baseman today for Preston. And with 2 outs and still with Hansen, who led off the inning with a single to center, still standing there at third base. So it'll take a 2-out hit from Gleed to try to pick him up. Here's the first pitch. Misses inside. It's ball 1. Timeout for a moment as the catcher Maxfield's going to carry the ball back out and gives us a chance to remind you that today's game is brought to you in part by Preston Pharmacy, providing your pharmacy needs since 1980. Prescriptions needs, whether new or refills, whatever it might be, in-store billing of Medicare and Medicaid as well. Diabetic supplies and oxygen rentals. You can find it all at Preston Pharmacy as they go bluff over to third base as Hansen back in there on his hands and knees. Preston Pharmacy, 39 First East, I should say, in Preston, or you can find them online at prestondrug.com. Again, they bluff over to first base, and again, Hansen back in on his belly, back into the base. Next pitch home to Gleed. That misses high. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So LaGrange trying to get out of a jam here of his own here in the second inning. Comes home. The next pitch swung on and missed. And it's now 2 balls and a strike. Outfield straight away. And the next pitch home to Green. That's again swung on and missed. And the count goes to 2-2. Earl, the right fielder for Canyon Ridge, also swung way over toward the foul line in right field, leaving wide open spaces in the gap in right center. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Gleed. Breaking ball on the corner, strike 3 called. So LaGrange strikes out 2 in the inning, gives up a hit, but then leaves Alex Hansen stranded over at third base. And that's the way the inning ends. No runs, a hit, 1 man left for Preston. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning, scoreless, on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Now leading off for the Riverhawks, number 22, Nate Maxfield.
We go to the bottom of the second inning, and Nate Maxfield leads it off here for the Riverhawks, as we are still scoreless after an inning and a half. Maxfield coming up to hit for the first time here today. As the first pitch from Isaac Smith is up high, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Maxfield doing the catching today. As the next pitch misses inside, ball 2, 2-0. Be Maxfield, followed by the third baseman, McCoy Detweiler, and then Ian Hughes, the first baseman for Canyon Ridge here in the bottom of the second inning. Next pitch home, swung on and missed. And it goes to 2-1. Now field again, straight away from Maxfield. A little roller up along the first base line. That's going to be played there by Allen, and you dropped it, and then he's safe at first base. So that little roller went off the glove of Zach Allen. And safe at first base is Maxfield,
11,
leading off here in the inning.
Courtesy runner is number 21.
So here's McCoy Detweiler, runner at first base. Sam Mark, the courtesy runner, over at first. As they go to first base, and Mark back in there on his hands and knees. Smith ready again, sets at the belt. Short lead by Mark, now takes a couple of extra steps, and the pitch home to Detweiler is swung on and missed. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. No score, bottom of the second. First of 2 from Canyon Ridge here today. As the next pitch misses outside. Detweiler steps out, looks down at the manager down there at third base. Now climbs back in. Smith's next pitch misses again. They have 2 and 1 on the scoreboards. That's what we'll go with. As Sam Mark, the runner over to first base, had a pretty good lead on that pitch, but wasn't running. Now ready again as Smith looks back. Actually checks back behind him on his back shoulder of all things. Ground ball to second. They go to second. There's one. They get it out there. Throw back to first. Not in time. So Detweiler hits into the 4-6 force play.
Now coming to the plate, number 18, Ian Hughes.
And that'll bring up Ian Hughes, the first baseman. So 1 out here in the top of the second. Pitch outside, snap throw to first, not in time. As now Detweiler, now the runner at first base, able to get back in on his hands and knees. Next pitch again misses outside and low. Detweiler will lead away from first. Smith ready again, sets at the belt again, looks back behind him, back toward first base. The runner goes. The pitch swung on and missed. The throw through to second base is late and a bit high as Detweiler able to steal second base. So 1 and 2, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Smith going to go back to first base and Detweiler back to the bag. Here comes the 1-2 pitch home again. And it misses outside, evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, they kind of shade in behind him. Green trying to sneak in from his second base spot to keep Detweiler close. As Smith again sets at the belt, comes home. Here's the 2-2. Nice block at height as Haslam keeps it in front of him. It runs the count full now, 3-2. One out here, bottom of the second. Smith ready again. Here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way here to Hughes. And the 3-2 curveball misses outside, ball 4. First walk given up by Isaiah Smith today. But it digs him in a little bit deeper hole now as he has runners at first and second and 1 out here in the second inning. That brings up the right fielder Connor Earl here for Canyon Ridge. And the first pitch to Earl, fastball hit foul back into the screen. Everybody back to their bases now. Earl climbs back in. Smith ready again. He's going to bluff back or throw back to second base. As Green snuck in behind him, was standing on the bag and waiting for a throw. Throw back to second base was a bit late, however. So we're ready again. Smith up on top. Sets, comes home. Here's the pitch home. Ground ball again to first base. It's fielded there by Allen. Steps on the bag for the second out. Both runners will move up 90 feet. That's the second out of the inning. Now the number 9 hitter in the lineup is the left fielder, Eli Oneida. So here's Oneida. He'll hit from the right side. Big chance to pick up a couple of runs with 2 outs here in the second inning. Smith ready. Comes home. Here's the first pitch. That misses down low. Ball 1, 1-0. Smith ready again. Looks over at third base.
out for Preston.
We'll go to the
number 8,
third.
Zach Allen.
1-0 Canyon Ridge leading as here in the top of the third inning. It's the numbers 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Indians. Zach Allen leads it off, and the first pitch is high, ball one. Allen, playing first base today, be followed by Colby Dean, and then back to the top of the order, and Isaiah Smith due up for Preston here in the top of inning number 3. The 1-0 over for a strike, and it's a 1 ball and 1 strike. Glad to have you along with us here tonight, or this afternoon, whichever you prefer. As we're coming to you from Canyon Ridge High School, as a 1-1 pitch misses outside, and it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's over again to Allen. Inside corner at the knees. Pretty good pitch. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 offering. Misses up high again. And runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here on Zach Allen to lead off here in the top of the third inning. Preston had the leadoff man aboard last inning. Got as far as third base. As the 3-2 pitch misses outside, Allen draws a walk to lead off here in the top of the third. First walk by LaGrange today.
22, Colby Dean.
Colby Dean now comes up. He is the right fielder with a runner at first base and nobody out. Last inning, Alex Hansen was able to lead off with a single, got as far as third base, but Preston left him there at third. First pitch to Dean, fastball outside corner at the knees, and it's 0-1. LaGrange working a little bit faster than he did in the first couple of innings. Comes home, the next pitch misses down low, and it is 1-1. Tonight's game brought to you in part by our friends at First American Title. They're in Preston. Remember, it's your contract, your commitment, and smooth closing is what First American Title will bring you. Call them at 852-2810 for all of your title needs. Ball and a strike. Pitch home to Dean. Rolled foul over by the first base dugout where the Preston Indians are hanging out. And it's now 1-2. So a new ball for the pitcher LaGrange. Going to go back to first base again and back in on his hands and knees once again is Zach Allen. Now LaGrange back up on top again, sets at the belt, checks over at first and comes home to pitch. Again, rolled foul at home plate, and it stays at a ball and 2 strikes with nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Preston trailing 1-0. So we can, after all, it is getting to be baseball season, not only here in the high school ranks, but spring training still going on. Breaking ball just missed outside. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Colby Dean. So we can kind of run through some scores for you as we move along through the game here today, both in the Cactus and in the Grapefruit League circuits. As that pitch again misses outside, and that's 3-2. So 3-2 and nobody out. We'll keep an eye on Allen to see if he might be on the run here over at first base. He is not going, and the 3-2 pitch is a little roller wide of first. It's handled there by Hughes. He goes to second for 1, back to first. Bad throw, gets away. And now turning and going to second base is Dean. The throw is going to be in time for the out. The first runner was already out. I don't know why the umpire had to call him out again. So Allen out 3-6 for the first out. Dean reaches on the fielder's choice.
Plate number 6, Isaiah Smith.
And then is out 3-6, trying to go to second base. So 2 on, check that, nobody on, and 2 outs. Now the umpire's going to get together for a second and make sure they have everything square and everything right. But either way, I think they're trying to discuss if the ball was actually out of play or not when he got away at first base and rolled over by the Preston dugout. The dugout sticks out a little bit away from the fence, so I can't see what they might be looking at down the far end of the dugout. But they're discussing whether or not it might have been out of play or not before the first baseman Hughes would have picked it up and threw back to the shortstop to try to get Dean going to second base. As they are still discussing, and as they do that, we can kind of run through some scores here for you from the spring training side of things, and we'll also try to keep up with other games going on with teams involving the Great Basin 10 teams going on today. Now the home plate umpire wants to come over and talk to the manager or the head coach for the Riverhawks. Games going on down in the Phoenix area today. They're in the top of the 6th inning. That's the Cubs and the White Sox. The Battle of Chicago are tied 5-5. Now as I look up, they've put both the runners back on for Preston. So Allen jogs back out onto the field. He stands at second base. Colby Dean now comes out of the dugout and stands at first base. So that makes me think that Allen was not out on a force play at second base. And now so they're going to say that Allen is safe at second base as the shortstop Huddleston missed second on the force play. And then the throw to first base was out of play, and the dead ball, which would put 2 on for Preston and nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning, as the umpires are still talking things over with the head coach for the Riverhawks, trying to talk about what exactly, and that's something that should have been talked about at the meeting at home plate. But evidently the umpires weren't clear on what was in and what was out of play. So they're not exactly sure. And they're going to rule that the ball was dead. And then when Huddleston missed the bag at second base, that really confused things. And Preston looking at a 2-on, nobody out situation here in the 3rd inning. Other scores going on. Milwaukee leading San Diego in the bottom of the 7th inning, 6-1. That game at Maryvale Stadium down in the Phoenix area. Also in the 7th, Texas leads the Cleveland Indians 5-0. Yep, and that's exactly what it's going to be as they're ready to go back to work. So Preston with 2 on and nobody out. And the pitch home is a ground ball inside 3rd and down the line. Coming to third base is Allen. Now he's going to turn and start home, but then he thinks better of it and comes back. Now they got a matter hung up between 2nd and 3rd. They throw back, and Dean is tagged out. Dean is out 2-6. Check that. Make it 2-4. Dean is out. As Allen goes to third base. So that's the first out of the inning. Give Isaiah Smith a single inside of third. And runners at the corners for the Indians here with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Just one little matter of housekeeping. Allen on that ground ball, which he reached second base, would have to be an error charge to the shortstop. As they bluff to third, they throw to second, and going to second base and making it in time there was Smith. He stole second base. So they faked to third, looked back to first, but Smith breaking on first movement, running all the way, and was able to outrun the throw there by LaGrange. Now there's runners at second and third, still only one out. And the pitch home here to Haslam is swung on and missed. So once again, you have to charge an error on that play at second base involving Allen to allow him to reach second base because the shortstop missed the bag on the force play. And then Dean would be reached on the fielder's choice and then later out 2-4 after the single to center by Smith. So runners at second and third. 1-1 count. Again, they go back to first base. Or back to second base, I should say. And hold on. That's a balk. So a balk called against LaGrange. It's going to allow both runners to move up, and Allen will come home and score and tie the game. So Allen scores. Smith goes to third on the balk. And the inning here for the Riverhawks goes from bad to worse. So Isaiah Smith now stands over at third base, still only one out in the inning. Down the line from third comes Smith. The pitch home is bunted foul at home plate by Haslam. And it's now 1-2. Other scores down in the Phoenix area in the Cactus League. Seventh inning, the Angels and the San Francisco Giants are tied at 5. The 1-2 missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels playing a split squad game today. The other half of their squad at home leading the Arizona Diamondbacks 2-1. Kansas City Royals taking on the Colorado Rockies today as that's 1-0, and that pitch, they're going to call that a dead ball as the breaking ball. They're going to say that Haslam stuck his elbow out to try to get hit and did. So instead of being a hit batter, it's no pitch. And it stays at 2-2. The pitch home. Swung on and missed. So Haslam strikes out. That's the second out of the inning.
Now come to the plate, number 27, Tate Green.
Fourth strikeout for LaGrange, and that brings up Tate Green with a chance to pick up Smith, who will continue to stand at third base here in this 1-1 tie. Green, a strikeout victim, his first time up, takes the pitch inside, down low, ball 1. 1 ball with no strikes. So Kansas City leads Colorado 1-0. Games going on back in Florida as well today. Split squad action as the breaking ball misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Split squad action night games between St. Louis and Houston. First game just in the first inning is scoreless, as is the second game as well. As that pitch is over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 offering. Fastball for a strike, and it's 2-2. Minnesota beat that apparently the ball got hung up in that caused the dead ball on that potential double play ball. There was a tarp and some other things down there that was still sitting in the field of play outside of the dugout, although it was in foul territory, as that's what caused the dead ball. So here we go, bottom of the third, 1-1 tie. And for the Riverhawks, they'll start from the top of the order as the first pitch is inside and hits Cade Parsons, and he'll head down to first base. So Smith hits a batter. And Luke Huddleston will now come up. Huddleston gets a nice little ovation from some of the folks here. More people in the stands now than there was at the beginning of the game. Huddleston bunts, gets it down. As coming down is to field it is Smith. Tags the man, then throws it into center field. Coming to get it is Hansen. He'll get it back in. So Huddleston is out, one unassisted for the first out. Parsons goes to second on the bunt, and then advances on the error, charged to the pitcher Smith.
Number 12, Chipper Legrone.
That brings up the opposing pitcher, Chipper Legrone. So the runner over at third base and with one out here in the inning, and now here's Legrone with a chance to help himself. He's going to bunt, but that's fouls. It bounces up and hits him while he's still in the box. And it's no balls and one strike. So Legrone back up there. Parsons down the line from third. Smith comes set, and he's going to go to third base. As Gleed in there to handle the throw, just to kind of keep him close. We were checking exhibition scores from the major leagues during the last half inning. It was a chance here to kind of finish them up. Ball popped up right around second base. Green, the second baseman, takes a couple of steps out onto the grass, able to make the catch, fires it back in, and there's 2 outs. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up Drake Rosas.
Number 9, Drake Rosas.
Finals from over in Florida. Miami beat Atlanta today 7-6. Philadelphia beat Toronto 3-2 today, game in Clearwater. Smith ready, comes home. The first pitch to Rosas misses up high, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Tampa Bay was a 7-3 winner over the Detroit Tigers today, while the Washington Nationals picked up a win in exhibition play. They beat the Mets 11-3. The 1-0 pitch from Smith. Hit in the air toward left center field, and no one's going to get it. It's going to one-hop the fence out in the deepest part of left center field. Parsons scores. Going to third is Rosas, and will be in there standing with a triple. So Maxfield hit by a pitch.
Now at the plate, number 11.
Look
McCoy
over at the
Detweiler.
Preston dugout, and they're asking the umpires, why is that not the same call that we had in the last half inning? That's saying that Maxfield would have stuck his elbow out to get hit by the pitch. So put runners at the corners with 2 outs. As Smith looks at third, bluffs back over to first. Happening there as McCoy Detweiler steps in. Detweiler reached on a fielder's choice his first time up, hits a big chopper to third. Gleed up with it, throws across in time for the out, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit. Check that, 1 run, I should say. 1 hit, the RBI triple by Drake Rosas picks up the run. 1 error in the inning, and there was 1 man left. We're done with 3. We'll go to the 4th from here at Canyon Ridge. Riverhawks 2, Preston 1 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Now at the plate, number 32, Alex Hansen.
Alex Hansen leads it off here for Preston as we go to the 4th inning. And the first pitch from LaGrange, a big overhand breaking ball that stays high, and it's ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. 2-1, Canyon Ridge on top. Next pitch to Hansen, who was left standing at home plate when the inning ended last half inning for the Indians. Remember, he singled back in the 2nd as that pitch over for a strike. And it goes to 2-1. So he has 1 of the 2 hits for the Indians. Pitch is hit foul along the third base side. Two pitch misses outside and away. Nice save by the catcher Maxfield to keep that from going to the backstop. As Hansen now back up there to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Whoops. Guess the scoreboard was a pitch off. As the pitch misses outside, and Hansen walks to lead off here in the top of the 4th.
Number 44, Justin Inglet.
So that's 3 straight innings that Preston has had the leadoff man aboard. And we get a visit to the mound here as one of the coaches from Canyon Ridge goes out to talk to their pitcher, which gives us a chance to remind you that today's game is being brought to you in part by Agri-Service. Open 8 to 5 with extended hours during the summer. Remember, Agri-Service wants to remind you that together we can drive agriculture forward. Anything special you like to see with they carry the popular name brands there. Massey, Ferguson, Kubota, Heston, and Challenger. You can drop by and find them at 4085 North 75th West in Hyde Park. Or look them up on the internet at agra-service.com. They go to first base, and Hansen dives back into the bag head first. Ready again, the pitch home, and that one misses inside to Inglet. Yeah, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Check that, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Next pitch hit foul. Now it's 1-1. It's a pitch hit foul down the right field side. So Inglet up there, having hit back to the pitcher his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Hansen over at first. Preston trails 2-1. Top of the 4th. Look out. Breaking balls doesn't. Goes sailing over Inglet's head. Nice save by Maxfield to keep it from going to the backstop. Two and one. Now they're going to go back to first base, and just back in time is Hansen. Hansen dove and came up short over first base, and then he had to kind of scramble to get back into the base. LaGrange on top again. Here's the next pitch home. Swung on and missed. 2-2 on Justin Inglet. Again, they go to first base. This one bounces away from the first baseman used, but not far enough for Hansen to try to advance. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first for Preston here in the top of the 4th inning. That pitch is up high. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2. Nobody out. Hansen not running, and the pitch is high again. Ball 4. So back-to-back walks to open up the top of the 4th inning.
Plate number 1, Jackson Fasser.
For Preston. That's 4 walks given up by LaGrange now. And Jackson Fassard at the plate with 2 on and nobody out. Fassard hitting from the left side. The first pitch home is hit on the thumbs, rolls it through the left side. Shortstop can't come up with it. Everybody's safe. And Preston has the bases loaded on the infield hit by Fassard. So the bases are loaded and nobody out. First hit of the inning for the Indians. And their 3rd overall in the game.
Now coming to the plate, number 15, Ryan Gleed.
And Ryan Gleed now up there with bases loaded and nobody out here in the 4th inning. First pitch home from LaGrange. Shows bunt. Gets the infield moving around, but he pulls the bat back, and everybody stays right where they're at. Hansen's at 3rd. Inglet at 2nd. Fassard over at 1st here for the Indians. As the next pitch home again misses outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Can't see any bullpen areas here, so I don't know if anybody's warming up here for Canyon Ridge or not. The 2-0 pitch, Fassard taking all the way and takes a strike. It's 2-1. The only games that we really haven't mentioned of the exhibition games today is the pitch is over again, strike 2. It's 2-2. Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh just getting started in Florida. That's 1-0 in the first inning as the next pitch to Fassard is swung on and missed. So, my mistake. That's Ryan Gleed. I'm sorry.
Now
Lead.
coming to plate number 8, Zach Allen.
Lead strikes out. That's the first out of the inning, and strikeout number 5 for LaGrange. Now here's Zach Allen with one out. The bases are still loaded. Pitch to Allen is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. So Tampa Bay ends up beating Detroit today, 7-3. Washington beats the Mets, and a night game in Phoenix coming up a little bit later on as that pitch is over again, and it's 0-2 on Allen. That's the Dodgers playing at the Reds tonight as the 0-2 pitch misses down low, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Allen with 1 out here in the 4th. Preston's loaded the bases and trying to get even again. He picks it up. No advancement by any of the runners. Next pitch hit on the ground, foul outside of third and down the line. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, and now, after being in a spot of trouble with the bases loaded and nobody out, LaGrange is now a strike away from getting out of the inning as the 1-2 pitch misses outside, and it's 2-2. Ready again. The 2-2 pitch just missed off the corner and runs the count full 3-2. So with 2 outs, all the runners will be away for Preston here on the 3-2 pitch. LaGrange ready. We're going to bluff back to second base as everyone just kind of calmly walks back to where their bases. They all tag up, now get off to their leads again. And the 3-2, the runners going as the pitch is a called third strike breaking ball. Dean goes down looking, and after having the bases loaded and nobody out, Preston can't get the hit that they need. 2 strikeouts and an infield pop-up ends the inning, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th after 3.5. It's still Canyon Ridge 2, Preston 1 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. Half inning for the Preston Indians, and they load the bases with nobody out and then can't get the hit that they need to pick any of the runners up. So we'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 2-1 with the Riverhawks on top here at Canyon Ridge.
Now come to the plate, number 18, Ian Hughes.
It'll be the bottom third of the order here for Canyon Ridge. Ian Hughes, Connor Earl, and Eli Oneida due up here at the bottom of the fourth inning as Isaiah Smith comes home and the first pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Hughes walked his first time up here today. Was left over at first base as the next three hitters all made out as that pitch misses inside, and it's 1-1. Not really much wind here today. Perfectly blue skies. I'd say probably temperatures probably in the mid to upper 40s. It's still a little chilly. But Isaiah Smith out there without sleeves on going at it today. Here's the next pitch misses outside, and it's now 2-1. Smith ready again. The 2-1 pitch. Missed outside, ball 3. So Smith walks around behind the mound a little bit. Kind of mops his brow some. Now climbs back up on top. And the 3-1 pitch on the way here to Ian Hughes. Here he comes. Popped up foul. Load the count. 3-2 on Hughes. Here's the leadoff man in the bottom of the fourth inning. So first of two here from Canyon Ridge today. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. So Hughes goes down on strikes. That's the first out here in the fourth inning.
Now at the plate, number
That's
6,
the first
Connor Earl.
strikeout for Smith here this afternoon. And with one out, that brings up the right fielder, Connor Earl. Earl just kind of squares the show bunt. As the fastball misses inside, ball 1. Earl able to get the bat back out of the way. Now they're going to ask, nope. And they appeal down to the base umpire, and he said, no, it's a strike. Now, hold on. And now the third base coach for Canyon Ridge came down and said, no, it hit him in the elbow. Why don't you ask your partner about that? So now the umpires will get together again, talk about if it hit him. And, of course, Kenny Inglett comes out and immediately requires of the umpire, now hold on, you took that away from us, saying that my hitter stuck his elbow out intentionally. And now a meeting between the umpires breaks up, and it'll be a strike, not a hit batter, and not a ball either. So they're going to say that he didn't get the bat back out of the way in time, or it was a foul ball. So it's 0-1. The count here on Connor Earl. Earl 0 for 1 today. A little roller up along the first base line that Allen was able to pick up and step on the bag. Again, he shows bunt. And again, he pushes it up along the line. Smith down to get it, and he'll tag Earl coming by. So he's out, 1 unassisted for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down, and now here is Eli Oneida. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Farmers Insurance agent Corey Bingham. So Smith still works out of the stretch even though there's nobody on. And the first pitch here is fastball for a strike. Corey Bingham, a Farmers Insurance agent up in Logan. His office open Monday through Fridays. He is your local farmer's agent. He's been serving Franklin and Cache counties for over 20 years. If you need insurance or information about insurance or a quote, make sure you give him a call today. You can call him at 435-713-4500. Breaking ball stays high. That number again, 435-713-4500. or look him up online at agents.farmers.com/C Bingham, Bingham. The 1-1 pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-2. The one thing that Isaiah Smith has not done today is retired the side in order in the first 3 innings, but he's trying to do that here in the bottom of the 4th. He's ahead of Oneida, and the 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. So Oneida strikes out, second strikeout of the game for Smith as the Riverhawks go out 1-2-3, and we will go to the 5th. After 4 from here at Canyon Ridge, it's the Riverhawks 2, the Indians 1 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. Dan Hubbard back with you from Canyon Ridge High School. First game of the year for the Preston Indians. They trail 2-1 as we go to the 5th here, the first game of the doubleheader.
Number 6, Isaiah Smith.
They'll start from the top of the order. Isaiah Smith, Dylan Haslam, and then Tate Green due up here in the top of the 5th inning. And the first pitch here is looped toward right field. Coming over is Earl, and looking up into the bright sun, able to make the catch for the out. So Isaiah Smith is out, first out of the inning. And now here's Dylan Haslam, who has struck out and grounded out. So he is 0 for 2 today. Once again, if you want to get a hold of Farmers Insurance agent Corey Bingham in Logan, his office is at 345 North 100 East, or just give him a call as the first pitch to Haslam over for a strike. His number again is 435-713-4500. Next pitch misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Office hours 8:30 to 5:30, 8 to 5 on Friday. Remember, he is your local Farmers agent. Next pitch to Haslam, swung on and missed. Ball and 2 strikes here on Dylan. Grounded out to first. That is strikeout number 7.
Now come to plate number 27, Tate Green.
On the day for LaGrange. That's 5 batters in a row set down by LaGrange after loading the bases with nobody out last inning. Able to get the 3 batters in a row and then gets the first 2 here in the top of the 5th. As Kenny Inglet comes down to say something to the home plate umpire. Umpire answers his question, and England heads back toward the third base coach's box. Now here's Tate Green. Green 0 for 1 officially today, struck out and walked. And the first pitch up high, ball 1. So they'll take a small break between games. Then game 2 of the doubleheader, probably about 30 or 35 minutes after the completion of this game. As the pitch is outside again, ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. Hit in the air, the center, but that's right where Rosses hangs out. He's got it, and for the second time today, the Indians go down 1-2-3. We're done with 4.5. We'll go bottom 5. It's still the Riverhawks 2 and the Indians 1 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. The Lady Indians softball team also playing here in Canyon Springs today, playing on an adjacent field. And peeking out the door here of the press box, the Lady Indians trailing 8-0 in the 4th inning to the Lady Riverhawks here. So we go to work back over here on the boys' field, bottom of the 5th inning, as it's Cade Parsons to lead off here in the top of the 5th. First pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Smith ready again. And comes home. That's rolled foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Lady Indians also playing a doubleheader up here today, as they trail in the opener 8-0 after losing at Malad on Wednesday, as that pitch slider misses outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. We'll have girls softball game again coming up for you on Wednesday, as they again will be on the road, as that pitch misses down low, ball 3. On Wednesday, the Lady Indians will be on the road. They'll be just a short drive down the 91, as they will go to Green Canyon High School in Logan. We'll have that game for you coming up on Wednesday, as that again, the pitch missed up high, and now Smith ready again. And the 3-2 on the way. Big chopper toward third, foul. That'd be fielded by Gleed, but in foul territory. Then 1 week from today, the boys' baseball team back on the field. Well, weather permitting, we'll say, as they are scheduled to play at home for the first time. As the pitch misses outside, Parsons draws a walk on the 3-2 pitch.
Now coming to the plate, number 0, Luke Huddleston.
As that'll bring up Luke Huddleston. Just the second walk given up by Smith today, but he's also hit a couple of batters. So here's Huddleston, who fouled out and then had a sacrifice bunt. 0 for 1 officially on the day. So weather permitting, they get on the field and get all the snow off the field, hopefully, with a week of sunshine in the forecast. Time called. Oh, the umpire didn't recognize Huddleston's request for a timeout, and he bunts it foul, and it's 0-1. Huddleston asked for a timeout but didn't get it. from the home plate umpire. So he had to kind of step back in and just a real defensive bunt situation and bunted it foul, and it's 0-1. Again, Parsons away from first. The runner goes. The hit and run play is on. It's over the head of the second baseman and into right center field. And Parsons just keeps going to third base. Now he's going to come around third. Has to slam on the brakes. They thought they'd throw back behind him, but as the throw came all the way through, Huddleston will go all the way to second base. So the hit and run play drives Parsons to third. When the throw comes through to the plate, Huddleston goes to second. And now he's up. Chipper LeGrone at the plate. Runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth inning against Smith, and now he's in a whole heap of trouble. The first pitch home. Misses outside, ball one. 1 ball with no strikes. LeGrone singled, stole a base in the first, and popped up his last time up. 1 for 2. The 0-1. Chopper toward third. Hanging with it is Gleed. Knocks it down, comes home. Bad throw, and safe at the plate is Parsons. So LeGrone picks up an RBI on the fielder's choice as Parsons beats the throw home from third. And it's 3-1. And now we're going to get a visit to the mound as Kenny England heads out to the mound. As folks kind of looking around and said something to Gleed as he comes in to join the meeting at home plate. The entire infield is in there for Preston. I'm not sure if they're trying to look for somebody to come in to replace Smith or not. Again, we can't see bullpen on either side here. The meeting will break up, and Smith apparently will stay in the game as everybody will go back to their positions. So a run is in here in the top of the fifth. Still nobody out. Drake Rosas who comes up. Runners at first and second. And it's now 3-1 Canyon Springs on top. Smith will deal out of the stretch as second baseman Green really bird dogs the runner over at second base, and the pitch is down low, ball one. Something apparently was said out of the third base dugout as the pitch came home. The home plate umpire pulled his mask off. Now he's walking all the way over by the third base dugout, pointing into the dugout about something. As now the head coach for Canyon Springs comes down. He wants to say something to the umpire as well. I'm still not sure what was going on down in the dugout. As they're going to still stand and talk about it in foul territory right out in front of the dugout. Nobody's left, so it's not like anybody got kicked out of the game or anything. But the umpire and the head coach for the Riverhawks still chatting. Now he's going to turn and make his way back toward the third base box. So 1 ball, no strikes. Rose is back up there. Smith again will work out of the stretch. And comes home. The 1-0 pitch misses outside. They throw back behind the runner at first base as he's back in there on his hands and knees. So the count goes to 2-0. 2 on. Run in. Nobody out here at the bottom of the fifth. 3-1 Canyon Springs. As the folks here at Canyon Springs now try to help out the hitter. Next pitch to Rosas, swung on and missed, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Smith back up on top again, looks back at second base at Huddleston, now comes home. And that ball's hit in the air. Foul territory, third base side. Gleed giving chase, can't make the play in foul ground. So no advancement by anybody. As Huddleston goes back to second, LaGreen back to first. And Rosas now will come back and pick up the bat with a 2-ball, 2-strike count here at the bottom of the fifth. Smith ready, looks back at second base. Comes home, the 2-2 pitch. Just missed outside, runs the count full, 3-2. Now, as a rule, with nobody out on a 3-2 count, you don't start the runners, no matter how many runners are on base, because really the only thing you can do is run yourself out of an inning. Ground ball toward the left side. Backhanded there by Inglet. Going to go to second. They get a force out. Here comes the runner to the plate. And now he hung up. The throw comes home. They snap throw back to third as it's a bad wide throw. Nice play by Gleed to keep it from going down the left field line. But while that is going on, Rosas goes to second base. So Huddleston makes it to third. Legrone is out at second. 6-4 in the force play. That's the first out of the inning. And now Nate Maxfield will come up. Those runners at second and third for Canyon Ridge. And that's line to center. That's going to be in for a hit. That'll get one home. Hanson over to get it. Gets it back in. It's going to get 2 runs home, and it is 5-1. So Maxfield singles in a pair. Three runs home in the inning.
Number 11, McCoy Detweiler.
And now here comes Kenny Inglet back out to the mound again. So it's the second visit of the inning. And that means a pitching change. So Isaiah Smith will give way. As a new pitcher is going to come on here for the Preston Indians. And that looks like Justin Inglet will now pick up, as he will replace Isaiah Smith. So Smith goes out, and I believe he's going to play shortstop as Inglet comes in to pitch. So Maxfield drives Smith from the game
Pitching for the Indians,
after 4 1/3,
Inglet.
as Justin Inglet will now come in and pitch. So 2 hits here in the inning. Smith gives up a total of 4 hits. 5 runs thus far, but he's still responsible for Maxfield standing over at first base. So you can't close the book on Smith completely as of yet. He walked 2 and struck out 2, but also hit 2 batters in the game in his first start of the year. And Justin Inglet going through his warm-up tosses here. As the first batter he'll face will be the third baseman, McCoy Detweiler. As once again the head coach for the Canyon Ridge Riverhawks comes down to say something to the home plate umpire. And I'm guessing that they're still talking about whatever was said coming out of the third base dugout at the beginning of the inning, as he's becoming a little bit more animated, as is the umpire as well. Whatever he was said out of the dugout. The umpire didn't like it. It got cut right to the quick. Boy, he whipped the mask off and he walked right over and wanted to talk to whoever it was over there who said something. And that's what the coach didn't necessarily like. So 5-1. One out here in the top of the, the bottom of the fifth inning. As Preston has made a pitching change. And Justin Inglet will come into work.
Now hitting number
Nate
11.
Maxfield over there at first base, having driven in two. That's the inherited runner. As McCoy Detweiler, the third baseman, now steps into the box. Runner goes. The first pitch, breaking ball, misses outside. The throwdown is not in time, apparently. The base umpire made no signal at all. So apparently a stolen base for Maxfield. And a 1-ball, no strike count. Next pitch is a ground ball toward third. Gleed has it, throws across, and Allen not able to dig it out of the dirt on the throw that was bounced over there. And everybody is safe. So Maxfield goes to third on the bad throw on a bounce, not able to be dug out by Allen over at first base.
Out to bat number 18, Ian Hughes.
Now here is Ian Hughes at the plate. 3 runs home in the inning here for, there goes the runner. Pitches outside again, they throw through. Not in time, everybody else stays right where they're at, so it's a stolen base for Detweiler, his second of the game. 3 runs home in the inning for the Riverhawks. They lead it 5-1. Still only 1 out in the inning. Pitch bounces up there as they snap throw back behind the runner at third base. And it's a little late as Maxfield back in with a dive. When I stopped by the baseball practice yesterday evening, had a chance to talk a little bit with Kenny Inglet. As again, breaking ball. It will pull the bat back was used. Now the count goes to 3-2. And we talked about a couple of games that Preston played last year as a breaking ball again misses outside. And that's ball 4. So Hughes walks. That loads the bases. Third walk given up by Preston pitchers today overall. So Chase Gray comes up.
Now hitting number 25, Chase Gray.
And he's going to hit for Connor Earl. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. So Gray comes in to pinch hit. Earl was 0 for 2. He bunted a couple of times, had nothing to show for it. The breaking pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So we talked a little bit yesterday at practice, Kenny Inglet and I. We talked about a couple of games that Preston played last year. They just couldn't get out of an inning as the ball hit foul down along the right field line. Lands untouched and out of play, and everybody will go back to where they started here. And it'll be no balls and 2 strikes on Chase Gray with 1 out here in the 5th. So there was a couple of games they played last year where they gave up 8 runs in the second inning and really, well, as you might imagine, blew the game open, and it became a lead that they couldn't fight back as the breaking ball hits Chase Gray on an 0-2 pitch. third
Kane
base.
Parsons.
Parsons popped up, was hit by a pitch, and walked, but he scored twice here in the first game of the doubleheader. Inglet ready, comes home. The next pitch, half swing. Umpire said, "You went too far, young man. That's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike." So Parsons, the 10th man to the plate here in the inning. That walk that he had, which he scored a run, was to lead off this inning as the next pitch over again. And it's now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strike count. Time called. Parsons wants to ask for and gets timeout from the home plate umpire. Steps out. Takes a couple of swings. The next pitch misses outside. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 4 runs on 2 hits in the inning. There was an error. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and the inning is over. So when the dust finally settles, the Riverhawks plate 4 in the inning on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and they leave the bases loaded. We'll go to the 6th. It's Canyon Ridge 6 and the Preston Indians 1 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. We'll go to the top of the 6th
Now leading off, number 32.
as Chase
Alex
Gray stays in the game, and he is now at first base. As here for the Indians leading off here in the top of the 6th inning, it's Alex Hansen takes the first pitch up high, ball 1. Hansen singled and walked, 1 for 1 officially here this afternoon. I think it's Ian Hughes who moves out and is playing in right field now as a pitch hit foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Gray stays in the game. He's at first base. Hughes moves out to right. The 1-1 pitch misses outside. It's 1 ball and 2. I checked that. 2 balls and 1 strike. Top of the 6th inning, 6-1. Riverhawks leading. 2-1 pitches swung on and missed. And the count goes to 2-2. LeGrand comes home again. Breaking ball misses inside. Now runs the count full, 3-2. Taking another look over to the softball field just adjacent to our location. The Lady Indians have got on the board, but they trail 9-2 as the pitch home to Hansen misses down low, and he walks to lead off here in the top of the 6th inning. So time called, and that's going to be a pitching change coming up for Canyon Ridge here as well. So that'll be all for LaGrange, as indication's already been made that they want a new pitcher from where he was warming up at down along the right field side. So Gray has the first baseman's glove, and he needs to change out that glove, so he's going someplace else. As Hughes comes jogging in from right field. And let's see what all the changes are going to be. So Hughes, who just threw away the first baseman's glove, now gets it back. And it'll be Chase Gray. It looks like he's now going to come in and pitch. So Gray will pitch. And Hughes will come back in and play first base
Now
again.
pitching for the Riverhawks,
But
number
we still need a
25,
right
Chase
fielder.
Gray.
As Chase Gray will go through his warm-up tosses. Gives us a chance to remind you that this afternoon's game is brought to you by Northern Title Company. Northern Title Company, you can find them at 96 South State Street in Preston. Good deeds done daily is what the folks at Northern Title Company want you to know. You can call Northern Title for all of your title and escrow needs. You can reach them at 852-5700. That's 852-5700. Or check them out on the web at northerntitle.net. So that walk given up by LaGrange was his 5th of the day to go along with his 7 strikeouts. Preston only managed 3 hits against him in his 5 innings plus of work here this afternoon. But with a big lead, still stands in line to be the winning pitcher potentially here this afternoon. As Chase Gray comes in and will pick up on the mound once he completes his warm-up tosses. Don't forget, once again tonight, starting about 9 o'clock from Las Vegas, Utah State playing in the semifinals of the Mountain West Tournament, facing Fresno State tonight. And pregame show about 9. They'll tip the game off about 9:30 this evening. And now here's Justin Inglet to face Chase Gray, the right-hander. And the first pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Looks like Chipper LaGrange is now in left field. And say that Oneida, who was in left, has now gone over to play in right. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count, home. Ball hit in the air. Right there's the right fielder. It's Oneida to make the catch. And that is out number 1 here in the inning. And yes, that is Oneida over there in right field. So Inglet flies out to right. Jackson Facer now at the plate with 1 out. Jackson today singled, had one of the 3 hits against LaGrange. He's also was a strikeout victim in the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. 6-1, top 6. Next pitch home. This is inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Whatever the Lady Indians are doing on the field next to us, they have 3 runs home here in the inning. As they play in the top of the 6th inning, it's now 9-4 over there. So the softball team, the Lady Indians, a little bit of an uprising on the field next to us. Next pitch to Facer's over for on the outside corner for a strike, and it's now 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch home. This is down low, runs the count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away. Hansen, who walked to lead off the inning, second walk of the day, still over there at first base with 1 out. As that pitch misses inside, they throw back and they throw it into left field, but not anywhere near where Hansen can try to advance. as Oneida, the right fielder, was on it quickly and got it back in. So the count full with one out on Pfizer, trailing by 5. I doubt they'll start the runner from first, but we'll keep an eye on Hanson. He's not running, and the pitch is high, ball 4. So a pair of walks in the inning.
Now coming to the plate, number
That's the
15,
6th
Ryan
walk
Gleed.
overall today, given up to Preston hitters. First one given up by Chase Gray. And with runners at first and second, Reed Gleed is the scheduled hitter as he goes down to talk to Kenny Inglet down at the third base coach's box. As the meeting at the mound breaks up. As Maxfield comes back behind home plate. So now here's Gleed. Gleed has struck out twice today, 0 for 2. Struck out looking, and he's also struck out swinging. Shows bunt, and gets it down. Good bunt. Makes Gray come down to get it, who looks at third and then loses any play that he had. And the bases are loaded with nobody out for the second time today for the Indians. As Chase Gray came down to field the bunt, looked at third, and by the time he looked back to first, he didn't have a play there either. So the infield bunt single for Gleed loads the bases. Hanson's at third. Facer at second. Gleed over at first. Now here is Zach Allen. Chase Gray works out of the stretch with the bases full against him and comes home. The first pitch is hit foul off the first base side. It's 0-1. Allen, who walked to lead off the second, went to second base on an error, went on what potentially was going to be a double play ball. The shortstop missed second base as the pitch is inside, 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Eventually, Allen would come around and score on a balk, and the only run of the game thus far for the Indians today. Next pitch is swung on and missed, and it's now 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes on Allen. Here's the pitch home. Hit in the air toward right center. Nobody's there. It's going to go to the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes the second runner to the plate. He will score. Allen doubles home 2, and it's 6-3. So Hanson and Fazer both come in to score, as Allen hits one off the fence in the deepest part of right center field. And that brings up Colby Dean, who has hit into a fielder's choice and struck out today.
Now coming to the plate, number 21, Caden Whitehead.
It'll not be Dean. They're going to hit for Dean, and it's Caden Whitehead who will hit for Dean. As the first pitch misses outside, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. So Dean will not hit. 1 out here, top of the 6th. Again, they show bunt, and again, Dean bunts through it, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The girls' softball team has gotten a run closer over on the other field. It's now 9-5 in the 6th inning. Not showing bunt this time as the pitch comes home. Goes between the catcher's feet, but Maxfield able to get on it in a hurry to just roll a couple of short distance behind him. And it's 2 balls and a strike on the pinch hitter, Caden Whitehead. Here comes the 2-1. Ground ball to third. He looks the runner to come to the plate as the runner at the plate is safe because there's no force out there. And the runner at third, I believe, is safe as well. So Detweiler came home thinking there was a force. Maxfield just stepped on the bag, but there was runners at second and third, so the runner is safe. So Whitehead will reach on the fielder's choice, but he'll pick up an RBI. That's the 3rd run home of the inning, and it's now 6-4. Allen ends up all the way over at third base.
Plate number 6, Isaiah Smith.
And we'll go back to the top of the order, and the starting pitcher, who's now the shortstop, Isaiah Smith, comes up. Smith with 1 hit today. He's 1 for 3. Gray ready out of the stretch, comes home. The first pitch is hit in the air to left field and hit well. LaGrange going back on the ball, and it's going to be off the fence. Allen will score. Coming to third is the runner Whitehead, who's tagged out. He's out 9-5 for the second out of the inning. And going into second base with a double, his second hit of the game, is Isaiah Smith. So it's an RBI double for Smith to score Allen. It's now 6-4. And Dean, or check that, Whitehead, I should say, was out 7-5 for the second out of the inning. So here's Dylan Hanslin. So Haslam will hit. And the first pitch is hit foul back into the screen. So 4 runs home in the inning. This makes it 6-5, so Preston gets back to within a run. The potential tying run stands at second base with 2 outs. As the pitch here to Haslam misses out. Check that, is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Here's the next pitch. Popped up, first base side. Hughes, the first baseman, in foul ground, not able to make the play. Got back over there by the, down past the dugout. Down past where those tarps were, they were ruled out of play earlier in the day, earlier in the game, and they're not able to make the play. Yes, I have a feeling that Hughes kind of ran into the fence over there. Yeah, they're over there to kind of help him up, pick the hat up, dust him off. Parsons, the second baseman, comes over to make sure he's okay, as does the head coach here for the Riverhawks. Now everybody will head back to their spots. So 0-2 the count on Haslam. With 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Haslam's the 8th man to hit here in the inning for Preston, as they have scored 4 times. Next pitch, big overhand breaking ball from Gray, stays high. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Parsons is going to come in and say something to Chase Gray, the pitcher, who, since he has come in to replace Chipper LaGrange, has given up a walk, a single, a 2-run double, and is responsible for all but one of the runs here in the inning as the pitch is swung on and missed. And that's the third out as Haslam strikes out to end the inning. But not before Preston sends 8 men to the plate. They score 4 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 1 man on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th from here at Canyon Ridge, where the Riverhawks lead 6-5 over the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. Well, we'll move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Justin Inglet stays on the mound here for the Preston Indians, who are now very much back into the game. It's a 1-run game now, 6-5, the Riverhawks leading as we go here to the bottom of the 6th. You can close the book of now on Chipper LaGrange. He went 5 innings plus, gave up 3 hits, allowed 2 runs, walked 4 and struck out 7. The other runs in the inning were all allowed by Chase Gray, who came in to replace him on the mound. So they throw the ball through as we had to wait for the catcher Haslam, who made the last out, to get his gear on. Now come back out and ready to get back behind home plate. So we go to work here in the bottom of the 6th, and it's Luke Haslam to lead off. And the first pitch is a bit wild and goes to the backstop, and it's 1-0. Riverhawks sent 10 men to the plate last inning, scored 4 times on a couple of hits, and left the bases loaded. As the 1-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 offering. Missed outside, breaking ball. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Inglet's 2-1 pitch. Stays outside again, ball 3. So 3-1 on the leadoff hitter Haslam, who has 1 hit to his credit today. It's a 1-hopper right toward the second baseman. That's off the glove of Green and out into short right field. So the leadoff man's aboard. As Green had that ball kind of explode on him. And that'll bring up the now left fielder, Chipper LaGrange, to hit. Chipper with 1 hit. That was back in the first inning today. And he got as far as second base and then was left there as the first pitch to Chipper misses down low, ball 1. (6-5) Canyon Ridge on top here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Didn't mean to swing, roller up along the first base side. It's a fair ball, and it's going to be picked up there by Allen, who steps on the bag for the out. So there's one out as Holgelson moves up to second base. And that brings up Drake Rosas, the center fielder, who had the big hit back in the third inning, an RBI triple. In fact, he's driven in a couple today. First pitch missed outside. Next pitch is low. And now it's 2 balls and no strikes. A little bit of an insurance run standing out there at second base. Inglett's pitch home, breaking ball misses outside, and it's ball 3. So he falls behind Rosas, 3 balls and no strikes. Rosas 1 for 3 today, taking all the way and takes a pitch inside, ball 4. So Rosas will walk. Second walk allowed by Inglett. And the fourth walk given up by Preston pitchers today overall here in the first game of the doubleheader. And now here's the catcher, Nate Maxfield, who singled home 2 runs his last time up. Pops the ball up into short center. As the shortstop, Smith, had to go off his glove. They throw to third for the force out, and they get an out there. So the force out is at third base. Maxfield reaches on the fielder's choice. Holgelson is out 6-5 for the second out of the inning. And still runners at first and second now with 2 outs. And the third baseman, McCoy Detweiler, at the plate. And the first pitch with the runners going is off the catcher's glove. As they throw to second, he's safe, throw back home, and the runner coming home is out at the plate. So Rosas stole second, or check that, he stole third and then wanted to come home after the Maxfield delayed his run to second base and was caught coming home, and he is out 2-4-2, and that ends the inning. So in the inning, the Riverhawks end up scoring nothing in the inning. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error in the play and in the inning, and they leave 1 man on base in the inning is all. So we'll go to the 7th. It's a 1-run game. It's Canyon Ridge 6, Preston 5 as we go to the 7th on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And that is how you run yourself out of it. So we'll go the 7th as Preston down by a run. Need a run to get even. Here as we go to the 7th inning. As new pitcher on here for Canyon Ridge is the catcher, former catcher, Nate Maxfield, who comes in to look for the save. So Maxfield will pitch. I'm not sure who the catcher is. I'll have to see if we can figure that out. So 6-5 here in the top of the 7th. And for Preston, Tate Green leads it off as the breaking pitch misses outside, ball 1. So Maxfield, big guy, well put together, throws pretty hard. And the first pitch, the breaking ball that misses outside. Preston needs a base runner. As the next pitch is well outside again, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Preston have fought their way back into the game with 4 runs last inning.
27, Tate Green.
And they trail 6-5. The first game of the doubleheader for the Lady Indian softball team is done on the field next to us. As the Lady Indians go to 0-2 on the year, they lose 9-6 over there. With another game yet to come as the 2-0 pitch misses outside, and it's ball 3. So Green ahead in the count. 3 balls and no strikes. Maxfield comes home. Look out, breaking ball goes over the head of Green. And that's the leadoff walk. And the base runner that the Indians were looking for, that's a potential tying run now over there at first base with nobody out.
Now coming to the plate, number 32, Alex Hansen.
Alex Hansen comes up. Hansen's been on base all 3 times today, singled and walked twice. Third baseman Detweiler starts to cheat up over at third and the throw to first base. Nice play by Hughes to keep it from rolling away as Green able to get back to the bag. Green with a pretty good lead over there. Maxfield ready, comes home, and the first pitch swung on and missed. Today's game brought to you in part by Limbrick Arc. If you're looking for a stress relief, or if you're looking to sleep better or look to improve your organization, have foot pain you'd like to get rid of, Limbrick Arc can help you. They go to first base, and again, back to the bag is Green. Simply go to our website, mylocalradio.com, and click on any of the Limbrick Arc icons you find on the website. That'll take you directly to their website. You can find out all the information you need about Limbrick Arc, a sponsor of Preston Baseball. Ball driven to center. Rosas is there. Puts the squeeze on it for the first out. And back to bag goes Tate Green. Back to first. So that's the first out.
Justin Inglet.
That'll bring up Justin Inglet, who's now the pitcher for the Indians. Inglet today at the plate is 0 for 2. Grounded out, flew out, and has also walked once today as well. Runner at first, the potential tying run, 6-5, top of the 7th. Inglet shows bunt, pulls the bat back, takes the pitch low and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, they go back to first base, and again, Tate, nose in the dirt, gets back in there, safely over at first base. 1 out, top of the 7th. Again, Maxfield goes to first, and again, Green safe back in the bag. Inglet steps back in. Maxfield set again. Now comes home. The pitch misses outside. There goes Green. The throw is not in time. So Green able to steal second base. So now the potential tying run stands at second. As the count goes to 2-0 at the plate against Inglet. Kenny England comes down to say something from his third base coach's box. Now they're trying to get the bag re-anchored at second base as it came up after the slide there by Smith, or by Green rather. Now they get it back in. Now we're ready to go back to work. England back in the box. Maxfield back up on top. Hughes, the third baseman, comes up onto the grass thinking that there could be a bunt in order here. He's not bunting. He's swinging and hits it into center field for a hit. Here comes Green. The throw, there is no throw. The Indians have tied the game at 7 on an RBI single by Justin England. So what's the old saying? 90% of all the leadoff walks come home to score? Well, that's exactly what the Indians have been able to do. The leadoff walk, the stolen base, and the RBI single with one out by England ties the game at 7. Check that, it's 6. It's 6-6, my bad, here in the 7th inning. So here's Jackson Fazer. Takes the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Fazer walked his last time up and scored, part of that 4-run 6th inning that the Indians are able to put together to get close. The 0-1 pitch misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. He's also singled and struck out, so he's 1 for 2 on the first game of the doubleheader here today. Next pitch home is up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Outfield pretty much straight away. England being held over at first base by Hughes. Now Maxfield backs off a moment as England walks back over and steps on the bag. Now gets back off to his lead. The next pitch is hit in the air into left. LaGrange comes up. He's got that for the second out. And going back to first base is England. So here comes the third baseman, Reed Gleed. Gleed up there with 2 outs. Struck out a couple of times, singled and scored his last time up. As Ryan takes the first pitch over for a strike. And it's 0-1. If you're thinking about Canyon Ridge in the bottom of the 7th inning, as the next pitch is again swung on and missed. And Gleed in the hole 0-2. It'll be Detweiler, Hughes, and I believe Chase Gray in the bottom of the 7th inning as the 0-2 pitch misses up high, 1-2. So a run home here in the top of the 7th. Preston's tied the game at 6. Inglet with the RBI single stands over at first base, and the pitch home swung on and missed, inning over. So Gleed strikes out, but Preston gets a run on 1 hit. No errors, and they leave 1. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's now even. Preston 6, Canyon Ridge 6 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Now coming to the plate, number 11, McCoy Detweiler.
We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning in a 6-6 tie, as Justin Inglet will stay out there and pitch here for the Indians. McCoy Detweiler, Ian Hughes, and Chase Gray due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Detweiler hit into a fielder's choice, grounded out, and reached on an error. 0 for 3 officially here in the first game of the doubleheader here this afternoon. So Preston gets even in the top of the 7th. Here we go, bottom 7. And the first pitch misses outside from Inglet. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the 7th inning is brought to you by the Job Stop. If you're looking for outstanding out-of-the-box type employees, the Job Stop is just what you're looking for, as the ball's hit foul at home plate, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Advertise your open positions on the Job Stop. It's a radio program designed to connect great employers with outstanding prospective employees. Call the radio station and find out more about how you can advertise your open positions on the Job Stop. As the next pitch over for a strike again, and it's now 1-2 on McCoy Detweiler to lead off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Next pitch swung on and hit foul at home plate. Spun it in and out of the glove of Haslam. And it stays at 1-2. Don't forget, second game of the doubleheader coming up. About 30 minutes after this one's over. Next pitch is hit on the ground, up the middle. It's off the glove of the shortstop Smith and into short center field. And it's a leadoff hit for McCoy Detweiler.
And out to plate, number 18.
Just the 5th hit. Given up by Preston pitching today. But they've given away a lot of extra opportunities as Inglet goes to first base. As here's Ian Hughes. Played most of the game at first base. Was in right field for a couple of hitters. The runner goes, the pitch is low, the throw is not in time. In fact, it bounces away, and by the time they go pick it up, nope. Not able to break for third was Detweiler. Didn't know where the ball went. Ball hit off something and rolled all the way over into short right field. And by the time they got it picked up, Detweiler was not able to advance. So Detweiler with a stolen base. Ended up hanging on to the ball as nobody was covering first base. So it's an infield hit for Hughes. Detweiler moves up to third. The winning run is at third base with nobody out. And Casey Knapp is the batter at the plate. First pitch to Knapp is swung on and missed. And again, they throw to third. This time the ball gets away in the foul ground. Detweiler to his feet will come home and score on a throwing error. And the first game of the doubleheader goes to Canyon Ridge by the final score of 7-6. So the throwing error on the pitch home allows the runner to come in as Detweiler ends up scoring, as that's the way the first game of the doubleheader ends. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back and wrap up game one of the doubleheader after this. Final score, Canyon Ridge wins it 7-6 over the Preston Indians. Back after this 1-minute timeout on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.